Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus, as we are finally getting through the third week of the spring season and the key crop is still coming. Now, I mentioned in a previous video saying about what would I like to do potentially for a episode 100, which I am very well aware that this is episode 100. I've decided to move the 100th episode as a standalone to the end of the spring season. So it's like ties up the spring as well as the idea I've got going for it. Whether it'll be a particularly good episode, one can hope. But I have a cunning plan for it, shall we say. But in the meantime, we have a lot more to do. We need a significant amount of these cursed key beans to allow us to get the key fruit. And it's such an important one for me at the moment because I really want to have the large quantity of key gems that are going to be available from it. Now, as I mentioned in an older video, that I wanted to turn the shed itself into a mini greenhouse. That's why I'm planting in here a bunch of the fertilizer that will mean that I don't need to re-water it. So it's the water retaining fertilizer. Because this way, I don't have to worry about trying to come in every day and water them. Because the crops from here aren't, well, they are important, but their quality isn't. Which is the major part of this one, because these are the crops that are going to be turned into alcohol, regardless. So, since they aren't important in quality, it's just, do I have them? I don't care about the fertilizer, and being able to not have to worry about watering them saves me a large amount of hassle and time. And that's really the major aspect of this, is that time and effort is saved. Of course, there's still a lot of work to do because I still need to slap down a bunch of these and get them in and ready to go. Now, of course, I don't have enough to actually lay down all of them in one go, so that's kind of fair. But of course, we're going to check all of the large quantities of stuff on the shelves and look at all of these jams and preserves. Look how glorious that is. That is fantastic. Again, that's large quantities of money coming straight my way, and that's really all I'm after here. Give me that money. And yeah, the preserves, they're good. I like the idea of them. Now, I know I've been making a bunch of pickled wheat, which isn't really very valuable, but it was just because I wanted to get them doing something. And pickled wheat is, well, it's better than them not doing anything. It's still going to give a vague value increase. And yes, I can make beer out of it, but it was a quick stopgap. And that was kind of the main aspect of it. It was a just make some money. One of the other things I'm thinking about in here is what I can also, as well as being able to make wines out of stuff with the shed, I can also start growing large quantities of things like cauliflowers and pumpkins, because those two are probably the best two products to have turned into preserves, so pickling them and the like, because, you know, they're just inherently more valuable. So today I'm just going to quickly tot on over to the desert and just grab these coconuts as well, because I just want to get well, I have a logical plan. Well, I say I have a logical plan. I have a plan. Whether it's a very good one, again, very different question. Because I'd like to just see if I can get some more of these artifact troves, because again, I still want that golden dam mask. Now, I also wanted to purchase the Warp Totem Desert because I didn't have it previously. Again, I'm painfully aware that it's not that useful. What with me having the obelisk at home. But I have it, and that's, well, that really I have it, and that's it's a recipe that I didn't have previously, and now I do. So don't care otherwise. Because yeah, that's kind of my main jam here. Is I want to have access to everything. One of the other things I do want to get while I'm here, though, in the desert, is I would really like the butterfly hutch, but I do know that that's going to require a lot of bat wings, which I think I've got. Think being the operative word. But I do need to grab them and be ready on that one. So I've got some artifact troves, which I'm going to go have Clint smash open for me at some point soon enough, and that will be good and all. But what next is the next major question and quandary. Okay. Well, let's just quickly head over to Ginger Island for the sake of it, because we can, and there's no harm in heading on over here. And it's quite helpful. Let's see. So, yeah, there we go. So he does do a special based on the final day of the year. So he just says that as a bit of dialogue. So my friend was correct. I feel vaguely vindicated in the fact that I believed him. Right, so back on the main farm here. We've got all this kale that the lovely Junimo have harvested. And look at all that key fruit that needs grabbing. So, of course, some of it's going to get returned into seeds. And the rest of it, though, is going to get shipped off back out. Which, again, kind of the main jam here is I need to be able to ship out this stuff as quickly as possible. I've still got a few days on it. I think I can probably manage it. I don't think it'll be too difficult to do, but it is something that I am not really concerned about, but it is something I want to get sorted quickly, because I'd like to, well, I want to be not having to faff with these key fruits anymore. I just want to get this done and out of the way. So it's very much of a it'll happen, but we've still got stuff to do, and that's kind of what we're sort of like going down at the moment, is we have things to do. Okay, so we're going to grab some more of these. So look at it, I've got quite a nice selection, like large number of the key fruit, which is all well and good, like good at the moment. I mean, I know I need to ship up 500 of the damn things, but, you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. Ever so slowly but surely. But we are getting there. And that's kind of the important jam. Because, again, the sooner we get this done, the quicker I can start faffing with other things here on the farm. And it's kind of a major thing for me, is just making sure it's all organized and such. Now, I'm thinking that, as I mentioned previously, Monday this week is probably going to be the day that I decide to not film the day, so I do the reorganizing of the house itself. So the house layout will probably look a little bit different after next week. Hopefully it'll be nice and pretty. We will see. Again, I have a logic, I have a method to my madness. It may not be the greatest of methods, but it's some method to madness. But all the same, it's what I've got planned for the next couple of days. So whilst I'm just quickly plant these last bits here. Now I'm using these common mushrooms here as to turn into the autumn random seeds. Because the autumn wild seeds will give me wild plums. And the wild plums are one that I desperately need so that I can actually get the plum pudding, which it seems is a strange thing to really see, that you need to get a plum. You need to have wild plums, but then again, there's no plum trees in this, which it's one of those things that kind of disappoints me, really. I wonder if plum trees might be a new tree that could be added with the 1.8, because I'm down for more fruiting trees, or maybe they are Well, yeah, I don't know, because they do take a while to grow. It's not like a seasonal crop, per se. So, I'd like plums. I think it's also because I actually have, when I was a kid, I had a plum tree in my garden. Well, I didn't personally. My parents had a plum tree in the garden. And it was one of those things that I always fondly remember having plums every year. You know, it's the same. We had a pear tree and we had 2 apple trees as well. So it's the pleasant memories of things that you had as a kid. That's all. You know, that sort of daft stuff. Right. So I'd forgotten to actually put the gold mask in there now that I've finally got it. So I'm super chuffed with that because, my goodness, that thing was going to drive me round the bend. Now, I must be missing something from this, because surely he should tell me that we've completed the damn thing now, but he hasn't. So, what have I not given to the museum? I bet you it's something stupid like the prismatic shard, because it's not something I've thought about handing over to the museum. Bet you it's that. Because there's nothing else that I can honestly think of that I haven't given to the museum. And I think that's kind of all I can sort of think of on that one. Is there anything else, though? Well, let's have a look. It's kind of annoying because the museum isn't what's registered on the things that you've on that list of items that you can have a look at. It's just what have you shipped out, and I don't know. Have I shipped out a prismatic shard? That'd be a strange thing for me to ship out, wouldn't it? So maybe it's not. Maybe I'm talking nonsense. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time for me to spout absolute mad nonsense. Oh well. Well, let's at least have a look. Let's just fling some stuff in there. Don't need those daffodils. But at least the golden mask is done. So that means I no longer need to buy the artifact troves. I mean, I can do, because there's the chance for the treasure chest out of them, and that thing is worth significantly more than all the other nonsense. It's definitely worth more than the blasted omnigeodes in general. But for now, I'm going to quickly go and smash up some stuff in here. Because, again, I want to try and get some more omnigeodes. But also, there are a few horrible creatures down here that just need to die. Because I need the bug meat. Ooh, key gem. Because the bug meat is going to be a major component of actually being able to make the magic bait. Which I do want to be able to make. Partly as it's something that I've never really made before, but mainly because then it can help me catch any fish at any time of year, and that might be particularly handy. I say might be. Is going to be particularly handy. Like it's a vague question. No, of course it's going to be helpful. Ah, well. Right. Well, just going to murder these key slimes as well. I still need to kill a few more creatures in here. I need to kill more of the soot sprites. Spites. Whatever they're called. The soot dooberies. I need to kill more of them. That's just kind of a given on that one. But once I've killed them off, I need to kill pepperexes and serpents. So I do actually need to go adventuring into the desert again. I think that's going to be a major point, isn't it? I've got to go into the desert and go find my way through so I can get the other stuff. Because, yeah, I want to make sure I have the best quality items, and I need to complete the Monster Hunters Guild, otherwise I won't get perfection. So, there's many things that we need to do. So, that's just how that one's going to go. Let's have a quick look and see. Let's blow up this large area here. At least I'm getting a large quantity of stone, because I did use a lot of it making the staircases, which, again, very useful, but quite resource intensive, they were. So that's something, I guess. As sort of like unusual things that I've done, I have definitely worked my way through getting further down in the mines as quickly as possible, which obviously meant that I used quite a lot of them. So we'll just see what else we can do here. Let's kill this crab creature-y thingy, go away. We're only at 9 o'clock, so we've still got plenty of time in the day left, and that's, again, very important, very useful thing to be aware of, because it's very easy to lose track of time, isn't it, Walrus? It's not like I do that all the time or anything. No, 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 no. Don't be ridiculous. I'm not saying that I'm very scatterbrained and a bit of a moron. No, not at all. But again, I'm aware of that. So, let's mine our way through that, because we want that radioactive ore over there, really. That would be kind of nice to have. Because once we've got it, well, that's pretty much golden on that side. Now, let's just grab all of this stuff. Still need the soot sprites, but then again, that's way further down in here, and that would require me actually being a bit more, not really proactive. It's more sensible about actually where I need to go in the damn place, because I can't get there like automatically. I need to, you know, get down there myself at a certain sort of placement and such. I need to get down on a certain floor, a certain, you know, that sort of thing. Let's see, anything else that we can gather here? And there's going to be some useful resources around and about, really. But it's the other miscellaneous stuff, really. And it's nice that I've actually got all the obelisks now, because that was going to be something that I know that was going to wind me up a bit. Especially getting the bits for the beach obelisk, because I didn't realise that you needed seashells for that, the clams. Again, though, we've managed to find them all, because I think I grabbed a bunch previously, but again, useful to have. Okay. Well, that's another shell. We don't care about that right now. We have other things to be dealing with, my good sirs. Come on, Walrus, we've got things to do. People to see, worlds to take over. Oh, hang on, that's a little bit more other games that I play. Right. And I say that, it's because I've been playing a bunch of Surviving Mars recently, and it's definitely a world to take over. But like all Paradox games, it's one of those ones with the amount of 1.5 million expansions that I've not got all of them, and I kind of feel like I need them all. Otherwise, the game isn't quite as great. Because I think that's a thing with a lot of the Paradox games, especially as after a game's been out for a while, it's very much the, oh yeah, but you need all the expansions. You need, otherwise it's just not as good. Oh well, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Let's have a look at this. Have we got anything else that needs dealing with? Maybe? Come on. We have things to organize, and that's, again, very important, organizing my inventory. And we're going to try and smelt up a bunch of the quartz as well, I think. That's going to be a major thing for me, because the more of the quartz we've got on the go, that's going to be really handy, because I need it to make the, what are they called? The planters. Because without them, I can't make the flower pot. And without that, well, I can't really try my cunning plan of trying to grow all of these crops in the shed. Because, you know, that's kind of what I'm after here, is growing as many crops as possible. And making as much money out of stuff. Unsurprisingly enough. It's almost like the aim of the game is to make money or something. Who would have guessed? All the same. it's a task that needs doing. So, okay, let's just organise this a bit more. Anything else that can be organised? No, it looks like we're pretty good right now. So we've got 5 more of the... Is that 5? I think that's 5. Got a bunch more of the key gems anyway. Key gems, sorry, the key fruit. Beans. The key beans that make the key fruit. Oh, man. My powers over the English language again today are absolutely phenomenal. It's just... I do question sometimes, am I really a native speaker or am I just, you know, somehow pretending very well? All the same, right, it's pretty much ready for sleeping time for bed right now, so we're going to roll on in once we've set the coffee makers, well, I say coffee makers, the kegs. Okay, so that's that sorted. Okay, so we made a 50k. It's not a huge amount of money, but it's alright for a day where we've not really done anything, isn't it? Okay. So I'm going to grab some coffee and turn that into the triple shot espresso because, yes please, I'll have a significantly increased length of time that the coffee affects me, please. Because that's a major point of it, really, isn't it? That it does take, it doesn't last as long as you might hope, sadly. And that's just the way the coffee is. Doesn't work quite as long as you might need. Oh well. But yes, as a commenter mentioned previously, it's all about stacking foods and drinks. As one of the things I hadn't really anticipated or really appreciated is how good ginger ale is for improving your luck stat. Which then means that you've got 2 items. Well, there are a couple of food things that you can improve your luck, so such as the Lucky Lunch, which can then give you quite a potent speed and luck boost. And yeah, increase the luck because that means you can get down in the mines, you find the holes to jump down in. What's it called? Skull caves more frequently, you can get stuff done more easily, and you know, that sort of gubbins. Now, of course, when I visit these skull caves next, of course, I'm going to need to murderize a large quantity of pepper X's because they're going to be my major hunting task there. I think I don't know how many I need to kill, but it's got to be at least a reasonable number. But then again, what a reasonable number actually is a very different question. Who knows? But all the same, that's something that I need to do. And once we do that, then I need to kill the serpents. And again, serpents are one that I don't enjoy fighting at all. So that will be not fun. Now the Junos are harvesting all these lovely blue jazzes. And that'll be great. So I'm just going to replant a few crops while I'm here at least. Because that makes a prudent sense to me. Make sure the crops are all planted out and all lovely and such. Because I want to make sure that my crops are constantly growing, that I'm constantly trying to make money, and you know, it's an important task, shall we say. Because I want to make as much money as possible, because I want a Statue of Endless Fortune. That's the next major thing that I need. And after that, well, it's going to be things like the Golden Clog, which I am very much aware of isn't going to be the easiest thing in the world to get a hold of. In that, you know, it does cost a lot. It's not a cheap old thing. But it is the next major component part of me doing things whilst here on High Ridge Farm. You can see I've got all this lovely fruit here ready and waiting for the kegs to become available. And one of the other things that I'm dealing with potentially with all that fruit is whilst I want to try and make starfruit wine as much as possible, obviously I may not have enough of it, which is why I'm, again, one of the reasons why I'm trying to organise the extra shed of starfruit. Because that'll just give me a bit more stuff to turn into wine. So that's a major part for me, at least. But we will see what other gubbins that we can actually manage to achieve. So, okay, so we've got some mayonnaise. That's fine and all. Don't really care too much. Excuse me. Apologies. I get quite annoyingly, I get quite a frustrating cough during the winter. Like my asthma kicks up, and I love having like asthma and hay fever at the same time. It means I'm damned in the summer, like the spring and the summer, and then I'm damned in the winter, which is my favourite time of year. It's very much like my body's decided that I shouldn't be able to function during this time of year, or any time of year, to be fair. Thanks very much, body. I greatly appreciate not being able to do things. It's so much fun. But anyway, that's why I've got a big old glass of water on my desk at the moment. Keep myself hydrated. Now, we've got all this key fruit here that's ready to go. And that's the thing is, I'm going to have it in spades. And it's going to come in waves as well. Because with the key fruit, because I've got most of the soil has the high-speed fertilizer on it. So it'll take 3 days to grow, but some of it doesn't. So that does mean that some of them will take 4 days to grow. And once they've actually come into season there, yeah, that's fine. But that is a consideration I need to be, aware of. The fact that, yes, there are some that may take a little bit longer. Righty. What next? I think that's the next major question, isn't it? What's next? For all the mad, crazy ideas of mine. Okay. Although, to be fair, I'm always going to have lots of mad, crazy ideas. So it's going to be harvesting all of these key fruit, again, as has done before. Sending some of it to be turned into other goodies. And, well, the rest, well, we're going to hold on to because we need to ship out. And we'd like to make sure that we have as much of it as physically possible. Because, again, shipping out the important product, that's what we need to do. Okay. Well, it doesn't take too long to turn it into something vaguely useful, I guess. It's the joys of the seed makers. That's why I put 5 of them there, because it actually gives me a chance to actually do something with it. Which I feel is kind of sensible. I think. And that's a very reasonably sensible way of doing things. Like, have more of the thing that allows me to get money. Well, not money, sorry. It allows me the thing to get more of the seeds out. Okay, so we're going to sort out these fish. Got some pine tar. Again, I don't really need the trees there right now. Not anymore, at least. Because I have managed to gather a large quantity of pine tar, but at the same time, I do want to have some trees. Maybe that will be part of what I do with the quarry, because I've already got a bunch of trees there anyway. And perhaps I could have, whatever they're called, tappers all over a bunch of them. Don't know. Maybe that would be a nice idea. It's, lots of different considerations to make and choose on this sort of side of things. Because, yeah, there's lots of interesting potential that I could do. Who knows? Because, yeah, I'd like to gather as much cash. And at the same time, though, I'm trying to figure out, do I really need any of the resources from them? I mean, there's not much that I need from them. I'm just looking on like a very critical sense that I don't really need large quantities of trees growing everywhere. So Maybe. I mean, I could also try and figure out another place which... I mean, there's going to be a few areas of the farm that aren't going to be quite as useful. I like the way that they're laid out, the things that are there. In the same way, like, I took the area that was the stone area, the mini quarry, and I've turned that into the shed area, mostly because I don't really need the quarry area as much. It was very, very useful early game because it gave me ores more, much earlier in the game than I would have otherwise been able to access. But now, I don't really need it in the same way. Okay, so let's plant a bunch of garlic. Because, yes, garlic. Again, as I've said previously, it's something that I really need to start growing again myself. Or really grow. But the good thing, the last time I grew some was when I was, goodness, 10, 15 years younger. And yeah, it was an easy thing to do. Especially considering the amount of garlic I get through. It would be a prudent way of using it. Because that way I'd actually have to spend less money on it. And I am a bit of a cheapskate. If I can save money, I'll save money. Okay, thanks. That's my jam. Okay. Let's see. Anything else that we can do here? Well, let's head on into the town for the time being. I would like to go down to the beach. I think that would probably be a sensible idea. Just to see if there's anything else I need to do there. And also, there's the ores that I needed to give you. I guess that was like one of the other major reasons of actually me going down into the mines, was to actually get the copper ore for Clint. I mean, again, I'm not going to need the damn stuff, but I've got it. It's a thing. It's weird and wonderful, I'm painfully aware. Ah, well. Right, so let's grab these things from the beach itself. See if there's anything nice and shiny. Well, crab pots, they might be able to give me something useful. Might be able to, being the main keyword there. Okay. So, look at all the coral. I mean, actually, the coral's kind of handy. Thinking about it. Because it's one of the component parts of one of the fertilizers. I think it's the retaining one. And I do need a lot of that, actually, to be fair. So, maybe, just maybe, that'll be a very good thing to me to have. Because that'll make my life a bit easier. And again, I'm all about making my life easier. Okay. Goodness. So let's put all this stuff away at least for now, because that's kind of going to be the main thing here. I'm just going to put my guff away, because I don't need to worry about it. Now. I'm going to sell those urchins. I don't need those. Don't really need the other bits. I mean, the clay, obviously, I want to keep, because, yeah, it's clay. I'm, again, going to need clay, stone, and quartz to make the flower pots. Again, a very important and useful thing. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go off to the mountains very quickly. Grab some of these salmon berries, because we're still in salmon berry season. I know it doesn't last that long, but, you know, we are here for now. Going to grab what we can. And going to cut down a couple of trees. Just, again, it's the wood requirement, because I do need more of it. And then that's a, you know, reasonable thing, methinks. Okay, okay, we're going to pan for some gold here. What have we got? Okay, it's got some gold ore and an aquamarine. I mean, I was joking about panning for gold specifically, but hey, it happened. Okay, so if we get these last bits of foliage cut down. All these trees can go away for now. What next? You know, I think we should head over to Ginger Island for a little bit. Because if I can go into the mine and then the volcano, I kind of want to see if I can get a few more of the cinder shards. Because I still need 100 of those so I can get the boots. And I wonder, do I have, like, close enough to that amount? I mean, hopefully. Because, again, I want those boots because they're just better than everything else in the game. And that's kind of important, really, is just being able to have as much money saved by not passing out by having the best defensible equipment. I know that's really how I boil everything down, is just, can I get more money out of this? Yes. Because I run the risk less of injuring myself. Which I think is, again, a sensible thing to think about. Okay, let's have a look. Well, you know what, let's try and grab this then. Okay, so we're gonna head on down in here then. And we're gonna do better. That's the important thing to think about here. We're gonna murderize that horrible thing. And this horrible slime here needs to get a stabbing. Because it's there and it needs a stabbing. That is, you know, how this indeed works. It's there. And a stabbing. This is why I shouldn't be allowed to play games, I swear. Because sometimes I just come up with some absolute bonkers nonsense. I say sometimes, 99% of the time I come up with some bonkers mad nonsense that makes absolutely no sense. Okay. Let's see. Well, let's put a bomb there because we can, and we might as well do. But it makes perfect sense to. We have stuff to be doing. And stuff to be dealing with. We want to get through here as quickly as possible. I mean, it's 9 PM currently. It's not awful. Now that we have the return scepter, we can get home without any issues, with genuinely no trouble at all. And as you can probably tell, I'm really enjoying the fact that I have the return scepter. It just makes my life so much easier. Like, so little extra work. I can just go, oh no, it's time to go home now. Ta-ra. It's great. I love it. Genuinely, absolutely love it, because it's just so much easier. Okay. What else do we need to do? Well, let's mine these up quickly, see if we can get any further down quickly, because that's kind of the important bit here, is just getting down as quick as possible. Okay, murderize these horrible creatures. Okay, my health is getting a little bit low. I should probably eat something to be safe. Because erring on the side of caution is probably not a bad idea. At the same time, though, I'm still very blasé. As soon as it goes down to red, then I'll really start panicking. But I'll grab... I'll just quickly eat something, as as you can see. Got a little bit more stamina and health back up. It's one of the reasons I kind of wanted to do the salmonberry season. It's not for any other reason other than using salmonberries as a health restorative, because they're plentiful. I can have a big stack of them. Yes, they don't restore that much health, but the advantage they have is that they're not a augmentative food stuff. They are purely a stat-based one, and what I mean by that is that if I eat it, I'm not going to suddenly gain a change to my bonuses and my stats, which means that I don't have to worry. Because obviously, if I've got a food boost on at the moment, I don't want to eat something that will give me another food boost. Because, of course, I want to probably keep the one that I've already got, because I've eaten the food deliberately, so I have that boost. I mean, that makes sense, right? I mean, I hope it does, because it makes sense to me. But yeah, that's kind of my jam on that side. I want to make sure I have... I want to keep that. Okay, so what else can we do here? Anything. Is anything feasible? I guess that's the next question. Is anything possible? Maybe. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be wrapping ourselves up here this evening pretty much quickly now. So I will very much appreciative of all of you tuning in. So thank you once again for tuning into the Walrus Plays. Hopefully you've enjoyed what madness I've done. And apologies again for coughing a fair few times in this video. I've tried to cut out as many of them as possible, but I know I've probably missed a few. And again, if you have enjoyed the nonsense that I'm doing, please do like, share and subscribe, because it genuinely does help. It means that the channel gets shown to more people, and I can share my silliness with other people, which is kind of what I'm after here. It's a fun passion project, but I'm actually really enjoying building a small following, and it's kind of cool. It's probably a bit silly, but hey, it's Stardew Valley. It's great. Why would anyone ever be upset about this game? It's lovely. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much me getting ready to sign off for this one here. So yes, once again, if you have enjoyed it, please do like, share and subscribe. And, well, hopefully I will catch you all again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.